Friary Road is a 10-minute prelude to No Longer Home. We should just playing it, but you can skip straight to No Longer Home if you prefer. Would you like to skip? No, let's do it. It's only 10 minutes? Yeah, let's just do it. Okay, don't forget to listen closely. If I do actually need to raise the volume, that'd be great. But semi-autobiographical based on the lives of two main developers, Hannah Lee and Sel Davison. It went disappeared. Didn't get to read the whole thing. It's okay. So, last two at the barbecue. I'm gonna say this is pronounced Ao. Come on, Ao, just say something. It's getting dark. I probably have to go home soon. This is it then. Second year of university is over. Just one more year left, and then we have to be real adults. I don't want to be an adult. Same. We got a whole year to figure it out, though. We'll probably have ourselves together by then. I hate to break it to you. No one will have it together. I don't think I'll ever have myself together. Nah, I'm sure you'll get there. I don't know. I'm a pretty big mess. I think most of us are messes, though. Correct. I'm still trying to figure myself out. Yeah, like, I don't know who I am, what I want to be. Oh, I can pick choices as either of them. Is this game wholesome? I think this game is, personal narrative. That might be the best way to put it. Well, what do you want to do? I used to think I wanted to animate, but I don't know. I feel like I should have started earlier with that. Well, that's the thing, though. I feel like we're pressured into figuring out exactly what we want to do with our lives, even from really early on. True. It feels like that stuff should be lifelong. You shouldn't have to feel stuck doing this one thing because that's your thing. It doesn't have to stay your thing. Why can't we have multiple things? Correct. Oh, well, I mean, my parents did spend a lot of money to get me here, so I do feel like I should try a bit harder. This is really so real already. Yeah, then like crippling debt to get you started in life. Yeah, student loans sound bad, so I guess I'm pretty lucky in that way. God, I don't really even think about that. That's a problem for future, Bo. But like, I think we end up in a lot of debt to our parents, and that can make it harder for us to set ourselves apart from them. When I think about the things I do, a lot of it feels like compensating for not being what my parents want me to be, or what I think my parents want me to be. Yeah, that can make things difficult. I feel like I have to split myself in two. You don't feel like you can be yourself? Yeah, I mean, it's been weighing on my mind a lot. I just don't really know if I think I'm a man. Oh, then what? Well, I'm not sure I feel like a woman either, so yeah, I don't know what. Yes, I know what you mean. I don't know if I really feel like a woman, at least not all the time. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Sometimes I feel a certain way, and others sometimes different, something different. It at least feels good to get that off my chest. I just don't know how to talk about it or who to talk about it with. Honestly, it's not something I've thought about before. I think that's probably the case for most people. Well, looks like the fire's died out. Well, there's still some embers. Hey. I was wondering, do you think maybe there could be two people just like us, talking like we are now? Yeah, somewhere on the other side of the planet. I think I mean more than that. Like the other side of the universe. If the universe had sides. Have you heard that thing about how the universe is actually flat? Anyways. That's like a scientific theory. Anyways. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Sorry, I'm totally diverging from the plot. I'm totally diverging from this very, like, intense conversation. You see that star? Yeah? That constellation there. It looks kind of like... Ew! What do I want it to look like? Yeah, we gotta play like 3 games today for stream, so we're busting through them. Like a fox. Oh, I guess so. I always thought it looked more like a dog. Well, you see its front paw. What if that star had a planet just like ours? What if there's 2 people just like us staring back out at our sun? I think I'd like to meet them. What? Who? The people of Galaxy Fox Dogpaw. I'd like to meet them. What would you say to them? I don't know. Could you get me a visa? Chortles. It's so strange to think about the universe being so big, and here's just 2 of us talking. Am I supposed to do something? I don't think so. Flat space. This is from a scientist. A scientist said this. I'll explain. After this. The artwork kind of reminds me of Mutazion a little bit. Flat universe believer. No, a scientist was explaining that because the universe, it can't be like a globe, because that would imply that from point A you could go all the way around and come back to point A, which is not true of the universe. But also to say that it is any other shape would imply also that there's an edge, like an end to the universe, and there is not an end to the universe. So she was saying that in terms of in that kind of theory, the thought then would be that it would have to be a universe is on a flat plane because of that stuff. So that's what she was explaining in layman's terms. I don't know the actual science, but she's like from NASA or something. Anyways, do you want to stay over? Everyone's moved out now. You could probably use Joe's bed. Yeah, I'll stay. Where are you moving after this? You've only got a few weeks left here, right? I explain things well. Oh, thank you. Oh my god, it's like I'm a scientist. I'm not. Let's see. I'm back to Japan for the summer. I know it's not long, but I'll miss everyone. Yeah, it's a shame we can't hang out some more. You're moving to Camberwell though, right? Yeah, you're welcome around once you get back. It'll just be a few blocks away from where I was living in Peckham anyway. But I guess we never got to talking properly till now. Yeah, only a few times. Oh my god, stop it. This is cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Who's gonna say it first? Who's gonna say it? Bo. Well, really? Me too. Oh my gosh, y'all. Stop calling me a scientist. I can't take it. I know, yeah, they were saying dimensionally it's also hard to make points in the universe because it's such a shape that is so conceptual that most people can't really understand dimensions of how space works. It's really wild. Is this romance? I think there is romance. But it's also about identity as well. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm supposed to do anything. Oh! I got a trophy! Okay, so that was the prologue. No, the prologue is the right word. I was gonna say prequel and prologue at the same time. It ended up being strange. Anyways. Content warnings. Shall we check this out just in case? Okay. Here are your content warnings. So make sure you feel comfortable. This is an only 2-hour game. It is a narrative, point and click. But just so you have the reference here. There you go. The pro cool. All right. Okay. Let's begin. No longer home. Oh yeah, I bought donuts. Off to a great start. Hell yeah, it's basically traditional at this point. Ooh. Ah, it's color-coded depending on if you want Bo or Ao to say it. That's cool. Okay. I've been meaning to say... thanks for helping paint the walls the other day. You look like you needed the help. Besides, it's the least I could do considering how much I've been staying here. Yeah, about that. Oh no. I was wondering. Well, my flatmates have noticed. Oh god, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was getting in the way. No, it's not that. We were wondering what you'd maybe think about moving in. Oh, well, I guess I have been spending a lot of time here. My flatmates were talking about finding a studio so that we could use their small room. The one at the back? Were you thinking we could use it as a workroom? Actually, I was thinking that this room could be our workroom, and that could be our bedroom. Oh my god, we're already a couple? Are we in love? Catching their breath. That's the last of them. It better be. I don't want to carry another stupid pallet. Sorry for making you drag them back. I didn't think it'd be so much trouble. Well, at least we got to meet that cat on the way. The mysterious pub guardian. Yeah, what a cool little dude. So, what's next? I'll order the foam. I guess we'll stack these in the garden for now. What are we making? Ooh. I'm looking forward to having a sofa we can chill on. We've got quite a few Let's Plays to catch up on. Hell yeah. I know. Ooh, why don't you kiss? But yeah, if this game might be a little too much for you, catch us in about 2 hours and we'll be playing comedy, I think. We'll play a goofy game after this. Yeah, the Wi-Fi has been terrible in the bedroom. Hold it still. I am holding it still. I wish I had my dad's workbench. Sawing over the pallets isn't ideal. Okay, done. What was the shelf for again? We can stick the games on it. Oh, it's like we were talking about our hard copies. Oh, right. We should get one up for my DVD soon, too. Yeah, I can do that. Bo? Why'd Bo trail off? Oh my god. So cute. Bo? Oh, Bo fell asleep. I uploaded. Yeah, right. We should watch some Quiz 10 content. Watch that duck simulator. You gotta catch all that Nancy Drew. Fell asleep at your laptop again. I have to be Bo. Dazed. What? Maybe you should take your naps in the bedroom instead of in front of the screen. Dang, how does this keep happening? Well, maybe if you got some rest. What were you working on? Ooh, let's do this. I was thinking about making some reso prints of my old art. Now that we've graduated university, I don't have any projects to keep me going. I've been trying to get back to finishing my bestiary, but keep getting distracted. How are you getting on? I'm not sure I even like any of this art anymore. You probably just need space from it. I don't know. It's hard to focus knowing we have to move out soon. Wait, we're moving out already? Everything just feels really flat right now. It's not just that. What? I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I feel disoriented. I'm not sure why. Well, it's like I've been following this winding path through the forest and... Ooh, and the path disappeared. I guess you can say that. There's so many paths and they're all overlapping and it isn't clear where they lead at all. Ugh, we've all been here, haven't we? At this point, it's impossible to distinguish one path from another. I definitely think you should take a break. You have been sitting there all day after all. I know, I just don't know what to do with myself. I know you don't feel like going out right now, but maybe you stretch your legs a little at the very least. I suppose you're right. Oh, my controller is vibrating really hard. Let's go back to flat universe. Here it is. Flat universe. All right. What is the vibe? Is this like an unpacking situation? Hold circle down to run. As your character approaches certain characters and objects, icons will appear. Select icons with L1, R1, and press X to trigger interactions. Some of these interactions may change the environment, some may not. The function of these interactions may seem abstract. Try not to worry about it. Selecting a door icon will take your character to another scene. Do this enough and you should be able to gather a sense of place. Oh, that's nice. The way they put that is very, very interesting. Oh, that's okay. Ao's messy desk has really been stressing me out. I feel bad that it does. I mean, it isn't like it's their fault. I wish I could be better at talking about it. I struggle letting people know when their actions are affecting me. It doesn't feel fair me dictating how Ao lives their life and uses their space. I should still try. Well, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Well, it's not like it'll be an issue. Wait, no, it's not going to be an issue, but should we have them talk about their feelings? Or should... I'm already stressed. Let's say this one. It's not going to be an issue for much longer. They're about to move out. We've got enough to worry about. Maybe if we live together again, then we can talk about it. Wait, are we not a couple? Or are we just relocating? What's going on? Oh, no. I mean, if we're not gonna be together, it maybe would be weird if I was like, clean up your desk. Because it's not, like, it's not relevant. Should we chat with... Oh. Did I click on it? Oh. Oh, wait a second. What happens if I do this? Oh, okay, here we go. What were you thinking of making prints of anyway? I'm not too sure yet. There's the lion grave or those drawings of plants I did. Oh, why not do both? Really? I don't know if I could be bothered doing more than one. Stupid thing is, I'm not sure if I have the money to even do one. I could chip in a bit if you like. Nah, it's fine. I appreciate the offer, but I wouldn't want to burden you. That's not... I'll figure it out. Oh! Okay. let's go to a different zone. Ah, my controller's buzzing. That Funko Pop, I mean, they both are nerds. We've established. Alright, what happens if I go in here? Or can I not? Maybe I can't. Well, let me see. Maybe I can only go outside then. Okay. Alright. Ooh. Alright, let's look at that shelf that we put up together when we moved in. It's not allowing me. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I asked. Whoa! Wait, change my mind. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Okay. Shards of unknowable geometry float at the center of the room. I don't remember this being here. Wait, does Ao know about this? Something about this feels... I will do what I do best, ignore the drama. Whoa! You can now use L2 or R2 to rotate the environment. Oh wait, I forgot about L1 and R1. Maybe that's why I was having trouble. Okay. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Oh, I see now. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. This makes a lot of sense. Oh, Ao suitcase. It won't be long after we move out before they have to start packing it again. Japan's a long way and I've never even been outside of Europe. Oh no! I don't know if I would be able to afford to visit them. It's not that, so there are a couple, it's just like they're about to be long distance. Oh no. It's not their first time I've been in a long distance relationship, but Tokyo is a lot further than Norwich. Norwich? What's the proper way to say that, Europeans? I didn't have to bring a passport for that either. It feels ridiculous, but I really don't know who I'll be without Ao. Living with them, it feels like it's become such a big part of who I am. Selection of books sit on the shelf. We have to read Beasts of the Eighth Dimension, and you know it. You know it. This book is dated years back. A Korean name is scribbled inside the cover. Ao is really into this stuff. I've always admired the drawings of beasts. That was like a no question situation. Alright, I guess we can leave. I think we maybe have to rotate before we have the leave option. Yes, okay. Okay, I understand now. No drama, Norwich. Okay, that's what I thought. That's how I said it the first time, but I wasn't sure if that was correct. Let's look at the trash can. I feel like I'm always the one emptying the bin. It's probably not actually the case, though. I should empty it later. Ah, well, see, you're part of the problem. So don't blame Ao if you also are putting it off. Is this where I just came? Oh, no, okay. I can't see where I am. All right, here we go. I hear a kitty. I hear a kitty. Hello, kitty. Geez, Autumn. A wasn't gonna be happy to see you crush their mint. I thought cats hated the smell of mint. Oh, yeah, it's true. You're really something special, huh? That cat is massive. That is the same size as their torso, as Bo's torso. Bigger, even. It's okay, Autumn. I know you don't mean any harm. I'm sure you don't realize what you're doing. I don't always realize when I'm causing harm either, but then I don't knock glasses off the counter when I'm hungry, do I? You almost broke my plant pot last week, too. It's not easy trying to cultivate this garden when you keep killing every plant we own. Ugh. Cats be cats. Maybe it's not fair to put the blame on you. There was plenty we never got to in the house, too. If we had more time, maybe we'd get those little things sorted. We never tied... Well, no. They keep talking about tidying. We're gonna relax. Let's say the washing machine would completely stop working. We'd have to go to the laundrette for a couple months until it's just magically start working again. Maybe whatever was growing in there found its way out. I'm sure it never bothered you, though. You don't wear clothes. You're perfectly happy without them. Seems like as long as you're well fed, you're happy, no matter what. Well, grumpy, no matter what. You've always been a pretty distant cat, haven't you? We never quite became friends. You warmed it to Ao before you did me. We've known them for just under a year. You've lived under a roof with me for almost 2 years. I knew you as a kitten. That seems like plenty of time to get used to me. Well, Autumn, you probably came here to get away from people, so I won't hassle you any longer. Catch you later, Autumn. I wonder if Autumn is our cat or if it's just like the local cat. Can I pet the cat? Oh my god, attempt to pet. Autumn flinches and lets out a pathetic howl of a meow. Autumn does not like me. You still won't let me love you, eh, bud? Oh, I just got rejected. I cannot believe this. I'm in a planter. Our neighbors bought this barbecue after we hosted our last one, and they never used it. Well, we don't have to put up with them for much longer. Still, I'd put up with just about anything to stay here longer. These idiots are really pushing it, though. Dang. I know, this poor cat rejection is my worst nightmare. Let me just make sure there's nothing else we're missing here. I think we're fine, though. That cat purring is so cute. Okay, I would like to... Did I already look at this shelf? I feel like I did. Another cat! On the shelf sits boxes of teas and cereal, jars of dried dirt and sand from hourglasses that ran out of time. Okay. Look at this rotting fruit. Our flatmate's fruit has been rotting there for weeks. It never gets eaten. I don't know why they even buy it. The waste bothers me a little, but it's mostly the flies that annoy me. I wish they'd at least throw it away once it starts molding. That would drive me nuts, to be honest. But Kitty, how come Kitty is not an option? Wait. Alright, let's go to elsewhere. Now that I understand the controls, let me see if there's other places in the house we can look. I just came from there? Is that right? I'm already lost. I am already lost. Oh, this is the room we were already in. Well, maybe there's something else. Who's to say? Whoa, look at my desk. Look how neat it is. Oh, look who's on the guitar. A familiar tune plays. Look at this. Giant Django Django. Whoa. Okay. Okay, let's try this room. Oh, everything's getting packed up. Our flatmates are mostly packed up and ready to leave at this point. I feel like we should probably make a start sooner than later. Part of me is unwilling to admit that we're leaving. Okay. I've always been a little jealous of my flatmate's record player. Mine does the job, but I've always wanted something just better. I guess I did borrow it from my parents after all. Not that they use it anymore, but so much of what I own is secondhand, inherited. I want to own more things that are actually mine. I suppose I'll take what I can get, but some things I wish I hadn't inherited. Oh, shoot. I feel wretched for not taking after my father. He'd never say so, but I must feel like such a disappointment, not becoming a heating engineer like him, at least something more practical. Well, I shouldn't really complain. The struggle of being in the arts, let me tell you. Of being in liberal arts. Okay. Oh, I almost knocked my coffee over. Oh, it was almost tragic. Okay. What is this then? I haven't left the house in a while now. Well, if only for grocery trips. I'd rather just stay in today too. I've hardly left the house during this last year at uni. I've been so engrossed in my coursework. It did feel good to be working on something with a strict schedule though. Who knows if I'll be able to have that kind of focus again. It'll be difficult getting used to work in my bedroom once I'm back at my parents' house. Alright, I've gone there. Let me now go here. I can't remember which one is the kitchen that I was just in. Ooh, the bathroom. The rack holds many different shower products and potions. A love potion left by previous tenants and a bottle labeled How to Disappear Completely. A warning on the latter potion reads, Tiffany's Potions Advice. This potion's effects are irreversible. Once taken, you will cease to exist. Excuse me? Oh wait, I'm afraid. I don't want to make a wrong choice. Oh, how is progressing this relationship without any problems? No problems at all. I'm afraid. I want to take a potion, but I'm afraid of what it means. Like, what it's gonna do to me. I want to take the love potion. I don't know what that is gonna do to me. Oh! I can't see myself! The mirror shows a reflection. Okay. That was a very real moment in the mirror. Okay, so I guess let's chat with Ao. Hey Bo, guess what? That fruit still hasn't been thrown out. Yeah, tell me about it. Ah, they never do throw it out. Yeah, we usually end up doing it eventually. It's wild how long they'll leave it. Do they just not notice? Probably just don't care. Speaking of food, is everyone still up for the barbecue tomorrow? Well, Liam can't make it, and Nana said she'd be late. Ah, the usual. Are you sure you're feeling up to it? You seem like you could use some rest. You're not wrong, but it'd be good to see everyone. Actually, I've got this game I've been wanting to finish. Maybe we can play that later too. Get the day planned out, haven't you? Oh, Ao, have you seen anything odd, like in the bedroom? Seen what? Oh, that. I thought it'd go away eventually if we just ignored it. It's still there? I don't think so. Then I guess it worked itself out. How are you doing, though? Do you feel any better today? Well, I spent a bit of time in the garden. Oh, yeah? It's been real bright outside. Shame the garden's overgrown again. I think the fresh air helped a bit. There's no taming those weeds. Hopefully the barbecue will help take our mind off things for now. I think I might have to leave. Oh, wait. What? What is this option? Okay. What is going on? I don't know what's happening. Hello? Where am I? What? So many bottles. Most of these came from my last place. I'm not sure if we'll ever actually manage to drink them. Maybe we'll get rid of them at the barbecue. I should try not to overdo it this time, though. I had a massive hangover after the last barbecue. We had a video shoot in the morning that we'd promised to do as a favor for a friend. I thought for sure I was going to vomit on the car right there. This is giving me flashbacks to last week. LOL. Wait a second. What is this door? Hello? Oh, barbecue. Ooh, I can still move things around. We have so many cool friends. What the hell? Is that AO or on the side though? Hello, are you okay? Hey, Bo. Sorry Liam couldn't make it. He's busy working. Typical. Typical Liam, earning a living. Capitalist bastard. I'm going to have to leave early, too. I got a shift later on. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, I can play as the other characters, too? I'll be sure to stay longer for the next barbecue, though. And I'll make sure to drag Liam along, too. Actually, I'm not sure when we'll be able to do another one of these. Well, we should at least meet up before Ao goes back home. When are they headed back? I got a couple months. Don't worry, you haven't got rid of me just yet. Am I about to get my heart broken? Oh, I could talk to literally everybody. Let's go. Sup, Joe? Tiff tells me you started moving out now. Well, I started taking a few things back up to Finchley. You know, just books and knickknacks. It's weird seeing my old room again. It hasn't changed a bit, but everything feels so different. Yo, all of them at uni are all moving. Uni is over. They're going home. What a time. I remember this time. I know what you mean. I don't feel ready to go back home either. I don't even have a room to go back to yet. My brother moved into my old room, and my dad's been renovating his old room since I moved out. I hope it's ready by the time I move back in with Ao. Oh, that happened to me too! I didn't have a room when I finished uni. Weren't you living with your parents last summer? Yeah, I had to stay in their dining room. At least I knew I'd be moving back out again before too long. I remember you were all moving out of Friary Road around the time I moved back in Camberwell. We had another barbecue back then too, didn't we? Was that the one where we set the decking table on fire? What? No. I guess it wasn't the best idea having a cheap barbecue sat on an old wooden table. Oh my god. Rookie mistake. That's like, don't forget to, if you're lighting candles, don't forget to do that safely also. Just let you know. Put your candles in a place that is safe before you light them. Hey, been getting much downtime since graduation? I didn't tell you. I haven't actually graduated yet. Oh, no, I had no idea. I'm kind of freaking out, actually. I've had to apply for extenuating circumstances. I'm still writing my dissertation. Oh, dang, I didn't realize. Sorry, Amy. It's fine. We don't exactly talk much. Weren't you writing something about metaphysical meaning in forgotten objects? Isn't that what's happening to my home right now? Yeah, that one didn't have legs. I'm writing about whether sci-fi came out of the other side of postmodernism or something like that. You sound unsure. I don't know. It's pretty lame. Amy, that doesn't sound lame at all. I guess. Let's talk about something else. Oh, I was still talking to people. That's okay. That's fine. How are those burgers coming along, Ao? They're getting there. Nice. I'm getting pretty hungry now. Then you wouldn't mind giving me a hand getting a few things? Of course not. I'm feeling a little awkward not doing anything. Oh, no, it's fine. Try to relax. Well, after you help me in the kitchen. Okay, I am a very good partner. I'm about to help you. I'll miss having summer barbecues here. Our last one went well into the night. Feels like this one will too. I don't know about y'all, but when I was in college, I had so many barbecues. A bunch of us chipped in to get one little grill so that we could have, like, park barbecue days and stuff. And then every time we would do a barbecue, everyone would get different bits of the food, like a potluck style, and it was really cute. I miss those barbecue days. Our cat is still eating? Wow, alright. Okay, I'm here to help. Look at that hand on the news. Oh, hey Bo. Do you mind bringing out some more food? There's some halloumi on the side there. On the side there. Sure, no problem. I can give you a hand if you need any help. No, don't worry. I got it. And I'll be cheering you guys on for my train platform. Oh no. Wow, that cat is massive. That is a tiger cub. Train, I thought you only lived a bus ride away. Yay, we're AO now. I've got a shift tonight. I won't be living in New Cross for much longer, though. Going for somewhere a bit more spacious for this next place. Yeah, your flat in New Cross is pretty tiny. I'm not sure how the two of you fit in it. Somewhere easier to find as well. I don't want to have to go outside to pick up you lot every single time. How about you? Kicking it here till you leave, I imagine? Nah, our tenancy is ending real soon, so I'll be staying at Bo's parents' house for a bit. Oh, wait. They're staying at Bo's parents' house even though there's also no room, like bedroom for both of them, I guess? Oh my gosh, that's so weird. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, but awkward. I'm gonna miss this place though. I think we did alright with it. It certainly is a big improvement from the close to collapsing ceilings you had at Friary Road. I'm a little surprised that house didn't kill you. I'm surprised I survived. I feel like I can survive a trip to the 9th circle of hell and back after experiencing that. It's a shame I can't stay though, even if I had to go to the 10th circle. I wouldn't say you'd be missing out on that much. Have you been doing alright with the whole leaving situation? You think you can come back anytime soon? Hopefully. I think I'll have to see how it goes. Who knows? Maybe I'll be super successful and come back with millions to spare. Don't forget me when you're rich and famous. You know, we always were an inch away from success at art markets. If you count making 60 quid tops a success, then sure. Make sure you buy me a house when you are famous, or just a smudge bar. Okay, let's say I get you some fast food and we'll leave it at that. Oh dear, I meant to leave 20 minutes ago. I didn't realize you'd be talking for this long. I probably better get going. 20 minutes is so many minutes to be running late. Oh, well, good luck with your hitman job. Let me know if they're hiring. You never know, Ayo. The target could always be you. I'll see myself out. Alright, let's go. I am Ayo. I should go through all all the rooms again as Ayo to see if their opinions on stuff varies. Oh, it looks like I can look at different things, actually. The poster is slowly peeling off, revealing the mold it had covered. Oh, what are they going to say about the two desks? Ooh. I'm going to miss cooking meals for the both of us. Cooking for someone else just hits different. Feeling euphoric when sharing a good meal that you prepared. Back in Japan, I got called a good housewife. What a backhanded compliment. I just enjoy doing it. Why does it have to be gendered? To hell with gender roles. Oh, you're a woman, so it's great that you enjoy cooking. Shut up. It's the same as drawing or playing games. It's one of the few things I'm good at. I'd like to take pride in it in peace. Thank you very much. Preach. I'm just some guy living their life. I wish people would understand that. Why does everything I do have to fit into this weird binary? Tell me about it. All right, let's go here, I think. This one. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. I would like to go here, I guess. Our roommate's place. Okay, hold on. Oh! Wait. I didn't mean to do that. Huh, I guess our flatmates are leaving soon then. Feels so odd. I haven't really talked to them in weeks. Seen them, even. Feels almost like they're vanishing like ghosts. Oh my gosh! It's happening so fast I can hardly keep up with it. I feel like it's not going to fully hit until after the fact. Shoot, I wonder how Bo feels about it. Did they ever let Lou know we're moving out? There goes his plan to move in, I guess. Okay. Wow, I just got a song stuck in my head that is very much not the energy of this game. Shelves that were once overwhelmed with the weight of books and cameras are now overwhelmingly bare. It's a Pitbull song. I have a Pitbull song stuck in my head. It's not appropriate for this particular game energy. Anyway. I swear to God, if I stub my toe on these paintings again. Do they not know how easily people could just bust up their bones from this? Ah! Blah, blah, blah. Wait, they must have gotten them out from under the stairs. How'd they even manage to get the door unstuck? Okay. I would like to go into the bedroom, please. The answer is hotel. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. There's no reason why this should be in my head. Why are there so many pets? Hello? How are you holding up, Luna? We have so many animals. You've probably sensed that change is coming. Yeah, that's right. We're moving out. I'm gonna be gone, like gone. You won't forget about me, will you? Of course you'll forget. What am I even saying? Even my cats forget about me when I'm away, even if it's just for a few months. It's unfair of me to even expect that of you. Do you think everyone else will forget about me too? Like, everyone from uni. Not that I really care if they do. But my friends? What about Bo? What am I even doing projecting myself onto you like this? You're just a cat. I shouldn't be disrupting you with my burdens. You keep doing you, and I'll try my best doing me. Well, I'm sure you'll need your rest, what with all these people we have over. I've kept you up long enough. I'll let you get back to sleep. There are so many aminals. Oh, I can try to pet the cat. Pet Luna. Rolls over and shows her tummy. Successful pets. I feel way more satisfied. Bo did not thrive on the petting, to be honest. Soft green boy. Well, that's what people like to call him. I was given him as a high school graduation gift. I brought him to keep me company during the early days of university. Blow him a kiss. He's blushing, I think. I know, sweet kitty, sweet kitty. You can hear the purring. I guess, oh, I can look at Bo's desk. So neat and so clean. I honestly don't know how they do it. I know my mess has been bugging them. I just can't keep my surroundings tidy. I've been trying all my life and nothing works. Maybe I can ask Bo for some tips. Tips though? Really, Ayo? When have you ever been able to follow instructions properly? Back in high school, everyone always used to joke about me having ADHD. I was so messy and unfocused, always using worksheets and filling my desk up with junk. But I don't know, I just don't buy it. Me, ADHD? No, I'm just lazy. Everyone knows it. Oh, homie. I don't know. You never know. Bo has mentioned it a couple times, though. Maybe there's some truth to it. God knows what hoops I'd have to jump through to get diagnosed, but just knowing might be a start. Oh! This is exactly speaking to me. It might take some weight off Bo, too. I know they get stressed out when our surroundings start to get trashy. They've never been pushy about it, but it clearly gets to them. I do try to at least keep my desk clean, but that's to my standards. I know I'm leaving soon, but I could at least try to make these next few weeks easier on Bo. Baby steps, Ayo. Baby steps. Okay. Oops, I did not mean to do that. At the base of the cardboard box is a circle of molted ginger fir. Written in black marker on its front-facing side are the words Fort and Butthole. I love the way they think. An etching is tacked to the wall. In the distance is a dock. In the foreground are 4 men unloading cargo. I don't know what that means. Dun, 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 dun. What's that room? Is that where I came from? Is this the kitchen? I'm convinced this room is going to collapse sometime before we move out. The neighbor's staircase is right above it. They stomp so violently. I always hear the wooden frame shrieking at night. Sometimes I can't get to sleep for hours. I've gotten used to most of the sounds of the city, but... Maybe I should check if we left anything in there. Nah, I can't be bothered. I could hear more cat purrs. What's that about? Oh, there's another cat right here! How come there's so many cats? What is that about? Holiday Inn. Anyway, oh shit. Well, let's look at this toilet first. Damn, I keep forgetting to throw the finished toilet rolls in the recycling. Why does it always have to be me to do these things? Sometimes it feels like Bo and I do everything around this house. The cleaning rotor totally fell apart once our flatmates got back from their week away. It feels like there's hardly any point keeping to it if they don't. Okay, what is the situation right now with this? Below the surface of the water are many worlds expanding and disappearing forever. Whoa. Already feeling that good stretch. Ah, my controller is going bonkers. Sorry, am I screaming? Screaming into the microphone. trying to figure out what any of that stuff means. Like, anytime that weird shape. I mean, maybe it's related to that girl's article, or dissertation, where she was like attributing, I forgot what it was that she said, attributing memories or something to the metaphysical, or something like that. The build quality of this house, I know it comes apart so fast. I mean, even even Ao was like, I don't want to be here when this place collapses. So you're on the right page, I feel. These new builds. Oh, I want to go in here. Before we. Oh, but I want to look at this too. Are we on the final notice again? I thought we were on the top of the gas and electric. We'll have to request an ending bill soon. With any luck, the gas and electric will owe us some money. That's the dream. I feel like that never happens. I guess I don't know what the vibes are in the UK. I don't know if that's more of an option. My mom told me off for the state of our wash basket when she visited us. Well, this room in general, really. Why do we even bother showing her this room when it's probably the most uninteresting place in the flat? We really only use this room to sleep. I hadn't thought about it till now. Having a separate workspace has been so luxurious. How did I not realize until just now? Uni didn't have enough studio space for all of us, so Bo and I just ended up working from home. Been living like kings, weren't we? Chuckles to self. I am really happy with how our little home studio turned out. Yeah! I wish I had a separate room for office stuff. Hi Drum, welcome on in. We're doing an indie game medley today. Welcome, welcome. We're starting it off very brains, and then we'll get to a comedy thing, then a chill thing after. Getting everything together was a faff, but it all felt so worth it. I don't have the mind for DIY. Having Bo hatch a plan really helped. It's a damn shame it only lasted for a year. Just a short while before we'll have to take it all apart. I'll look forward to the next studio we can have together. Whatever that'll be, if it'll even happen. Ugh, it's all giving me a headache. It is what it is, and I've got more important things to worry about. Stay focused, Ao. Stop letting everything weigh you down. I can't keep feeling sorry for myself. This is so real, though. This is I remember when I was finishing up university, and what it felt like to be in like a weird I don't want to say existential, but just being like in a very confused place, because you're like, well, school had so much structure and now there's not going to be that structure. What do I do? I have to make my own choices now. I've never once in my life made my bed before. What's the point if you're the only one who sees it? But you live with your partner. You're not the only one who sees it. I don't get it. It's not like someone's gonna barge in and arrest me for a messy bed. As you know, I make my bed every single day, so let me see. Maybe doing it for once in my life might change my attitude. Exactly how many times have I told that to myself? I can't change, and I know it. I've always been a mess, and I always will be. You gotta embrace yourself. You know what I mean? Bless this mess, etc. Too blessed to be stressed. Oh! I was going to display all my figurines and bows, but kept forgetting about it. There's so much I wanted to do with this room. I hope I had another chance building a home with Bo. I never thought of this room as important, but we did so much talking here. My old bedroom is full of stuff, but it's going to feel so empty. Yeah. I also remember moving out of the city that I went to school in. And my room, my place that I got, because I loved it. And I was so sad to go. So I understand their pain. Oh, I guess this is done. I guess we're gonna just go outside now. To the barbecue. No, I think we're good. Joins their friends for the rest of the barbecue. I think we're okay. Ooh, get that stretch. 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 Ooh, Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, we're moving out in just under a month now. We should probably start packing soon. Our flatmates are well ahead of us. Are you moving out soon too, Joe? Already started. Actually, I was telling Bo earlier. Look at all the chopsticks on that table, considering we were eating burgers. I've been moving stuff back to Finchley bit by bit. It's been a slow process moving stuff back to my parents' house. I might haul some more stuff tonight. I forgot just how much of a pain it is to get to and from South London. I don't envy you. I'm gonna have to get my dad to help move our stuff. We have so much furniture now. Whew, sweats nervously is my motto. I really should have started sending things back to Tokyo, huh? Fortunately, I haven't had anything too bulky to take back. I've just been taking things back on the tube. Even that sounds stressful, though. Like, how much stuff you gotta carry with you for public transit when you only have 2 hands? And she's going to work. What is this, a dinosaur? Anyone else want a drink? Oh, I could do with the top up. Cheers. I'll tell you what though, what am I looking at? I'm excited for when the Crossrail finally gets finished. Ah, not that we'll get any connections around here. I see. They're doing some underground construction. You're the only person I know to get this excited about that kind of stuff. He's been going on about it for months. It is exciting though! Just imagine being able to get to the other side of London that fast. It won't be as impressive as Shikansen, but has Joe been to Japan? Not gonna lie, or whatever. Not gonna lie, getting to the east of London with only one train would be desirable. I guess it'd make picking you up at the airport easier. The journey from Heathrow is hell. Apparently some of the older buildings above the tunnels have started to sink. They've injected this stuff under the buildings to make them stable again. It's like we were talking about. Look at all that building stability. Stabilingity. Oh, I hate that. Delete it. You know, I heard they're repurposing some of the old underground stations now. Oh, I read about that. Are they planning on turning them into houses? Yep, I understand they'll be building some shops and bars too. They're planning on making it some underground metropolis. What the hell? It all sounds pretty swanky. It sounds like a cool idea, but it'd probably feel pretty claustrophobic. I mean, I can kind of see the appeal. It'd be nice to just get away from home. I'm not sure I get out enough as it is. I'll probably die from lack of vitamin D. Or even the lack of exercise. I've been cooped up here like it's a bunker. Ayo mentioned going to Epping Forest sometime. We should make a day out of it. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been. Oh, I don't think I've even been before. I used to go twice a year with my parents. They ran a youth club at our local church. Well, they still do. We'd go for day trips. They don't do it much anymore. Can't quite get the kids to commit to anything more than a week ahead. God, sounds like my attention span. Same. A week might be generous for you. Shoots a look at Bo. Do you want a drink? Yeah, let's drink. Well, it certainly feels like the end of an era. Who knows what's next? I imagine we all get day jobs, and I'll be going back to work at the library. I'll probably end up doing more work with my dad. Either that or I find a proper job. Hold on, I thought you were working for a catering company. I only ended up working 2 shifts. I kind of doubt I'm still on their register. I spent 1 shift in an ice cream van promoting some app. For whatever reason, these rich folks are paying £20 just to have 4 Mr. Whippies delivered to them. I don't know, I feel like that is a 20-pound service. They better have gotten flakes. Not even any flakes. Just here's some cheap sunglasses with our logo on them. It was mostly bosses flexing, trying to impress their employees. The thing is, I can totally see that happening still now. God, rich people baffle me. It's funny, up until now, the most any of us have had to worry about are part-time jobs and maybe council tax, and now we're expected to go get proper jobs. That's what baffles me. Ugh! Don't even remind me about council tax. Starting that out at Priory Road was such a nightmare. Oh no. The art of adulting. It's rough out there. Oh! By the way, for those of you in the US, tax day is fast approaching. Just don't forget to do your taxes. What is happening? Hello? Pours both herself and Bo another drink. I wonder if that weird shack in the garden is still there. At Priory Road, I mean. The Love Shack. It managed to survive that strong wind during second year. A whole lot of trees got uprooted around Peckham. I remember there was a few blocking the roads. That wind was ridiculous. The shack seemed pretty sturdy. It's probably still there. Unless, of course, the landlord took it down. Oh, that tree fell down. That'd be a shame. It had a kind of rustic charm to it. I know what you mean. I liked it too. It did make cutting all that grass pretty difficult, though. I still don't feel like we should have had to do that. To be fair, we could have done a better job of maintaining it. On the other hand, the landlord never made much effort. The paint they gave us to put over the mold just cracked and peeled off. The paint was hanging off the ceiling for months, even after we moved out. I got some in my mouth, ew, when I was showering. Gross. Pours themselves a drink and signals to Nana. No thanks, I haven't finished this. Ayo chuckles quietly. I ended up being the last one to leave that place. It got pretty lonely towards the end. To Bo. Well, at least when we had that barbecue. You were nice enough to keep me company even after everyone had gone. Honestly, I was feeling pretty lonely myself. It was nice to stay over even if we were sleeping in separate rooms. Sorry for making you sleep on Joe's old bed without a blanket. One of you folks left me frozen chicken nuggets to live on for the last few days, so thanks for that too. Oh, those are probably mine. I must have forgotten. I still feel kind of bad for leaving so early. The sun woke me up at about 6, and I didn't want to disturb you. Come to think of it, I'm not sure I knew which room was yours. Well, it's gotten pretty dark. Want to head inside? It's gotten cold. I'm gonna catch the death of me. We could build a blanket fort and play some video games. Oh my god. How have I not built a blanket fort in my home? I'm not doing adulting right. Sounds good. I'll give you a hand bringing stuff inside. I have been failing at my adulting if I'm not making a blanket fort. I'm Bo again. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to head off now. Back to Finchley tonight. Yeah, a long journey on the Northern Line ahead of me. This was good though. Good to do another one of these. Yeah, it was good. Later, friend. And then it was, I was gonna say, and then it was day, but it's not day. Blanket fort stream. I know. How do I make that happen? I know. I've seen people do blanket fort streams before, and it looks so cute, but I don't know how to logistically do it. I spent so much time weeding the flower bed when I moved in. I really should have maintained it. It seems like there are even more weeds than before we moved in. All the flowers we planted together, swallowed up by Alkanet and Enchanter's Nightshade. What intense names. Spoilers, it's making me feel things. I know, for real. I feel like all the things we're talking about are things that I've definitely felt before or understand. But at the same time, don't really know where this is going. I can't believe the neighbors stole our mop. Just look at it sitting out there. Oh, I would just go up and get it. It's outside. I would just go take it. They must have heard us complaining about it at some point, right? Maybe they intended to give it back, and now they've heard us bad-mouthing. They're doubling down. I mean, damn, I think I prefer the constant howling of the previous neighbors. Just take it! It's right there! I don't think that would be weird. I mean, I would feel very confrontational doing it, but it's not, like, I mean, it's not behind a gate or something. It's just right there. Oh, jeez, I think I better leave cleaning up this mess till tomorrow morning. I should at least try to do it before our flatmates get up. Oh, they're not chopsticks, they're skewers. Ugh. Honey, I don't know where I went. You just take it and poop on their doorstep. Okay, so now that I'm watching that show Beef that just came out last night, I have had a lot of thought about how far would you go for such a grudge. I should at least try to do this before our flatmates get up. At least we managed to get rid of some of those drinks. All right. Oh. I wish the cats didn't make such a mess with their food. I'll miss them both. Oh, they're not our cats. Ugh, that's such an unfortunate revelation. Oh, I have to sneeze again. The poster portrays many beasts drawn by the digital monarch. They say this is only an eighth of the beings now known to exist. AO always wanted to publish their own bestiary. Oh, I've already read this stuff. More than a couple of times they mentioned documentaries their dad made them watch as a kid, both with reverence and fear. Am I going to bed? I managed to snag this bed from my last place as well as a few other things. It was nice of our landlord to just let us have it. It's wild to me to be at this point in my life where I own all this furniture. I'd like to get a fresh start, figure out who I am from the beginning. But I can't just get rid of all this stuff. How would I replace it? It's not like my parents would be able to dump a load of cash on me. I can't just change how I am or how I live, and they're both informed by each other. That is also real. I've always had dreams of, like, getting rid of all my furniture and getting fully new furniture, but that's such an impossible dream. It feels. It's a seemingly impossible dream. I know, they're so nerdy. I love the bestiary I do too. I think it's super fun. I think they're both artists of a sort. Oh. Spores have settled in the towel and have begun growing into fungi. Ew! Throw that towel away. What the hell? I think there might be mice living between the tiles and the floorboards. Every so often I see Luna or Autumn staring into a crack. Luna is fearsome when it comes to rodents, but Autumn's such a big baby, he'd probably be more scared than the mice. That's like me every time I have to kill a cockroach because my cat just watches it scuttle around. It's like, wow, thanks for nothing. I have killed 2 cockroaches in the last week. It's awful. It's awful. I don't think there's anything here that actually belongs to me. Well, apart from the internet. Need to remember to cancel the broadband earlier this time. I don't want to get served another unnecessary bill like last time. Wish I hadn't bought those electric heaters last year either. I'm sure the electric bill wouldn't have been as much if I hadn't. Both of them died on me eventually anyway, even the pricier one. Oh, it sucks. Well, there's not much point to all this hindsight now. It's embarrassing, having to borrow money from my brother like that. Yeah, but you're in college. It's not as embarrassing as you think. It's just you being in college. Come on. on, give me something here. Hello? Come on, be my friend. Getting a break from everyone, Autumn. I needed one too. I wish I didn't. I want to be around people. I just get so tired. Ugh, introvert problems. You always seem like you wanted to be around people, just not too close, eh? I can understand that. Though you never want to hang out with me, do you? I don't know why I get so upset about it. I just want to be liked. Oh, same. Well, I can't force you to like me. This is stupid. I should be having fun with my friends, but I don't know how to do that, so here I am talking to you. Well, see ya, Autumn. My friend, I feel the same way, except my cat loves me, and get along really well with animals, so it's not the same. It's not the same. Attempts to pet Autumn. Autumn purrs softly, almost looking embarrassed. Oh my gosh, do we get to bond just the one time? Ugh, we've redeemed ourselves from when Autumn would not let us pet her. Him. Top drawers crammed with tins of pineapple, all long expired and sharing the same date. Why is there pineapple in their bedroom dresser? What? Who made that choice consciously? It's like this one time when I was in college. Okay, I'm gonna tell you all. This actually was not my roommate. I took this person's place when I moved in, but apparently this girl would leave. She would cook like pasta and stuff in the pots and pans, right? And instead of putting it in a bowl, she would take the entire pot or pan with her to her bedroom and eat out of it, and then leave it there for like weeks, like until it got moldy and everything was stuck on there and stuff, as well as used lady products just around in the room. And so gross. And then they were like, we're so glad you're moving in instead. A girl you knew had a break with her boyfriend, left her house and furniture, went full minimal. That's actually amazing. As an Italian, I banned that person from eating pasta. Yeah, that is not the way, let me tell you. I don't know where that girl is. I don't even remember what her name was, to be honest. Just what she looks like. Helps everyone build a blanket fort. It's blanket fort hours. Ah, cute. That is not the way. This blanket fort sucks. Why? Because there's no fort? It's just a pad on the floor? What part of this even resembles a fort? I didn't see anyone else helping when I was arranging it. That's fine, don't worry. Yeah, let's just play a game. Look at these gamers. What are we playing? Hold on, I think I've already got something loaded up. It's this sort of text parser game. Oh wow, people still make those? I used to play them with my dad as a kid. Yeah, but now it's like cool and punk, if you say so. Shall we get started? I want to play video games. Hold on, let me just click, clack, click, clack. Ooh, what is this situation? Imagine Italian Mandalorian with mustache on the helmet. This is not the way. People having dishes in the bedroom, wouldn't the smell drive you crazy? I mean, I know, right? I feel like, and like, I don't think mess is strange, even though I'm a very organized person. I don't think mess is weird. Or like having some dirty dishes in your room. I would never, but I understand it. But there has to be at some point a line, right? Where you just like can no longer. I don't know. Where do you draw that line before it being just messy or like procrastinating versus it being an actual disgusting situation? Do you know what I mean? You can't leave used dishes in your bedroom for like 30 minutes. Yeah, me either. I can't do it either. But I understand it. Like, I'm very neat, but like, for example, my sister is not as neat. So growing up, you see two sides of things. I've had roommates who are messier than me. Actually, almost every roommate I've ever had is messier than me because I'm just a neat freak. So it's like, it's very easy to be messier than me and also still be clean. So I've seen a lot of extremes. So I can like understand, but I also cannot do. I can't do it. All right, among the leaves. You've been traveling through the forest for almost an hour now, and you have lost all sense of direction. You're starting to give up hope of ever finding a place to stay. Whoa! The smell! The smell! Also, once stuff in the pot and stuff gets crusted over, like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna clean that later? Soak your dishes. You look down at your compass as if it might help you and consider your next direction. Ooh, I'm gonna play a text-based adventure. Let's go straight first. The trees seem to shift as you walk by them, clearing a different path from what was initially there. A few moments pass by. In the distance, you can hear the faint sound of a telephone ringing. Off in another direction, two lights catch your eye, perhaps from the windows of a cabin. Well, we can't ignore the phone. I just saw Scream, so this seems like a great idea. Alright. You head towards the source of the ringing. The trees allow you passage. What can go wrong? You're by yourself, you're messy, but you're clean when living for others in just a case of judgment. Yeah, I mean, I very much get that. I guess it's kind of like, I am neater than normal at the start, but I'm always kind of neat, to be honest. But that makes sense. That makes sense to me. It's like first impression. By the time you reach the phone, the ringing has already stopped. The phone booth in front of you, completely taken over by plants, appears to have not been used in years. Looks kind of like the phone booth by my house back in Japan, I mean. I always pass it on the way to the convenience store. Oh, I miss 24-hour convenience stores. Do people even use payphones anymore? I feel like no. I think so. Every so often I see someone use one. Do you? Wild. Okay, what now? Why don't we check if the phone works? We have to investigate this phone, I feel. Pick up the receiver. Silence. It's not working. Let's go somewhere else. Whoa. Actual cannibal. Whoa! You keep walking, but every step feels just the same. There's the hello trophy, can you disappear? As the same as the last. Eventually, the foliage shifts, splitting into two paths. The left heading down towards what you assume to be a cave. The right sticking up towards what appears to be a street. I want to go to the street. Oh! Never mind. Let's go. Let's do adventure. Let's check out the cave. Are we supposed to find somewhere to stay? I don't know if we could just live in a cave. Sure we can. Cave time. Cave time! I have no idea where we're going with this. Upon reaching the cave, you notice an elevator leading all the way down to the lower depths. Is this Bloodborne? Whoa, should we take it down? As you approach the elevator, it pings and the doors slide open. I'm sure this is so fine. Nothing is spooky on this island. I don't think so. Is this sound way too loud, by the way? Sorry, I didn't realize it was like screaming at you. I don't know if it was just that music or if in general it's been quite loud. Eventually the mechanism grinds to a halt and the doors slide open once more. You walk down a short corridor into an open door on your right. As you walk down some stairs, you notice a woman. Finally someone we can talk to. Wait, can we talk to her? Oh, yeah, we should be able to. Hold on. Click, clack, click, clack. It was just that bit that was loud. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I felt. You approach the woman, but she interjects before you get the chance to speak. I'm sorry, but there's no vacancies. What? You're looking for a place to stay, right? I'm afraid all the classrooms are taken. Typical, innit? Wait. Classrooms? Sorry, this is a school? Sixth form? What did you think we were? Looks kind of like this plant room I used to service with my dad. That place is the sixth form, too. I'm not sure, but this is a plant room, right? Not much about engineering? These are all vents for the school's air conditioning. You came here through the forest, right? Most people who come through the forest are looking for a place to stay. There was a cave and a lift. So they're renting out the classrooms? I thought so. Like I said, most people who come through the forest are looking for a place to stay.
You in the eyes. Only see blood when a ninja cries.
I have to burp! Zala! Thank you for the raid! Welcome in, everybody. I have like a burp right in my chest, ready to explode like a face hugger. What a visceral image. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. How was your stream? What were you up to? What were you doing today? That poster, I know. Look at these nerds. Look at these nerds. How does this sound now, by the way? I feel like it sounds okay. You can hear the ambiance. Sing my burpy heart song. I'm trying to burp. It's not happening. I've had like a weird, I don't know, is this anxiety? I don't know. It doesn't feel bad. It just feels weird. My insides feel weird today. Maybe it's just gas. Maybe I just got a burp. Yeah, they're letting. Only during the summer, though. They're still used as classes the rest of the year. That hardly seems worth it. True, though. Who can afford to rent a proper place these days? We get a lot of drifters. Performance anxiety for burping. I know, right? I'd love to feel less like a drifter. Don't we all? Tell me about it. I've been looking for a place to stay while I study. Been there. I mean, take a look around. Wait, sorry, you live here? That I do. Well, at least Friary Road wasn't this bad. What are you studying? Oh, music? Music is a legitimate thing you can study in school. Sorry, yeah, I was studying a couple of years ago, but I want to do more interactive things and stuff. Oh, right. You like theater? I remember, oh goodness. Oh my gosh. I remember having to do little school productions. My dad told me he had to play a tree once. Wow, just standing there. I played one of the animals in the nativity play. The ass! You're the ass! Well, I used to play for the school band for our theater productions. I didn't really get on with people, though. Don't blame you. Clears throat. Listen, I don't even know if Miguel... Right, so there's this old church. It's a gallery now. Exhibits interactive art pieces. It's called the Old Church. You can get to it by playing the piano in the forest. What? Anyway, the guy who runs it is a really sweet old dude called Miguel. He used to have a residency program. Might still do, but I don't think he's had any in a while. Sounds kind of lonely. Yeah, truth is I think it needs some company. I haven't seen him in a while. Actually, you know what? Esther pulls a letter out from beneath a plant pot and inspects it. Oh, do you want me to deliver that for you? You wouldn't mind? Not at all. It's the least I could do since you're helping me out. I'm Esther, by the way. Oh, I'm Sophie. Sophie? Thanks, Sophie. Let's go with Sophie. Esther hands the letter over to you. You will give it to him, won't you? Of course, it's no trouble. Thanks, and good luck with the residency. Thanks, good luck with... See you around, Sophie! You make your way back to the elevator, descend back up to the forest. What? This is so interesting, but I also don't know why we're doing this. Like, I'm so interested. Like, we're playing a game within a game, for those of you who just came in. So I don't know what this has to do with the main story yet. Oh! Okay. Walking back through the forest, you get the sense that it is somehow guiding you. The trees continue to shift around you. I think it's just paralleling with what everyone's going through, yeah. Everything looks the same but feels different. It's difficult to tell in the forest, but it feels like it's getting late. I also need to do some stretches. Finally, you reach a small clearing with a piano in the middle. I guess I'll just give it a go then. We haven't really got any other options. Click, clack, click, clack. Tired, you lazily paw a random sequence into the keys. A corridor builds up around you. You walk down until you reach a set of stairs. From up the stairs, you can hear a voice gently talking to itself. Miguel? Oh! You startled me there, dear. Ah, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Don't worry, it's just that I haven't had any people come here in some time. I don't have any exhibitions on. What brings you here? We should give him that letter Esther gave us. Actually, Esther sent me your way. She said you offer residencies? Esther? Who? Oh, she wanted you to have this. You give the letter to Miguel. He scans through the letter, smiles, and folds it into his pocket. Ah, yes. I wish she said... Never mind. Yes, Esther. How is she? Okay, I guess. Yeah, she must be working in theater by now. She used to be a resident artist here. A good one, too. I haven't had a resident here in a while, actually. I suppose that's why she sent you. Yeah, I'll be starting my degree in a few months and I need somewhere to stay. Well, since it's Esther who sent you, you'll need to write an application, but I'm sure we can figure something out. Only thing is, I had to sell off the old studio spaces once I couldn't secure funding for this place anymore. Well, there is this one place, but it's not a lot of room and it's a bit dingy. Well, it's gotta be better than nothing. I'm sure I can manage. I can make anywhere feel like home. In that case, welcome to the old church. Oh, geez, is that really the time? I need to head home, but you should stay the night. Can't have you wandering around the forest this late at night. We'll pick this up tomorrow, though, bright and early. Should be able to find the old camper bed. Wait, where did Bo go? You didn't notice? They were looking pretty peaky. Is Bo okay? Yeah, they left a little while back. I think they went to bed. When we were playing Bo, Bo did seem like kind of anxious and like their social meter was like filled. They like could not, which as an introvert I understand very well. Sometimes you just have to like check out. Are you okay? Was it really a while? I thought that Bo was giving options for like play a game, the trophy. Oh shit. That thing is there. Ugh. Let's just look at this stuff first. The plant on the right seems to be flourishing, while the plant on the left almost appears to be begging for sunlight. I think we should look into that thing, like, now. Crap, I'm gonna have to bring most of these back to Tokyo. I guess I can ask Bo if I can keep them at their parents' for a bit. There's some good stuff here, and the region codes are all the same. Okay, I want to know what this deal is. Is that bundle just the epitome of anxiety? What is this? Looks like the neighbors are moving out. Eavesdropping, are we? Oh, come, like you don't do it too. You got me. It sounds like they've just graduated. Can't say I envy them. I was lucky getting work when I did. Before I forget, I left the post on the kitchen table like you asked. Sweet. Anything good? Yeah, mostly junk. Nah, that's fine. Thanks again. What? Why am I playing the neighbors now? I thought we'd hear from your cousin by now. Yeah, I'm not interested in his weird crypto pyramid scheme. Oh, is that what that was? Well, how's work treating you? Oh, yeah, I'm happy there. I just need a break, that's all. Best head off now. I'll grab some Chinese after work, yeah? Oh, right. Catch you later. Why was I playing the neighbors? Or maybe we're eavesdropping? Don't know. Oh. I've collected so many sketches and records of plants, people, monsters. Let's look at the monster drawings. Finds a page with a stumpy monster with 4 arms puckered out of each side of its body. Ah, I remember this one. He poked me with his rusty finger and asked me to translate Chinese to English. I'm neither a translator nor Chinese, idiot. For those of you who don't know, AO is Japanese. So that is rude. The mirror, covered in a thin layer of dust, remains where it was when this room used to be a bedroom. Okay. Shall we just go check up on Bo and see how they're doing? Oh, this is... Wait, I thought... No, this isn't our bedroom. This is the other bedroom. Paint is peeling off the wardrobe and the old original brown shades are starting to show through. Okay. Our bedroom is... I'm like so lost physically. Isn't our bedroom... Okay, that's our office. The bedroom is... I thought it was this one. Am I wrong? A shirt drying on the radiator for weeks has been sprouting lavender through its fibers. Oh my gosh! The plants are taking over. Hello? Hello? Oh, hey, didn't know you were still here. I thought you might have moved out already. Hello? You ever learn to knock? You know as well as I do, I'm here as long as you are. There's been a lot on my mind lately, alright? Give me a break for once. What you watching? Baseball? Sure. Oh, who's winning? We are. Now, would you kindly leave me alone, please? Jeez, there's really no need for that kind of sass. It's not sass. You just refuse to respect my boundaries. Jeez! Says you, freeloader. Slowly clears throat. Let's be honest. You don't want me here, and I don't want you here. Yeah, here we are. Now get out. Okay, fine. I just wanted to let you know we're moving out soon. Like it or not, I'm going wherever you're going. Make peace with it and leave me alone. I'm allowed to be worried about you, aren't I? You can cut the act. I know you don't actually care. We can't even love ourselves. You think we're capable of loving others? Don't make me laugh. I think this is my inner demon, maybe? Hey, that's not true at all. You say that, but you know I know you better than anyone, right? You've burdened me my whole life. How many people have you hurt simply by existing? Oh my God. Blaming all of your problems on people? You think it's okay just because you're sad? What do you have to say for yourself? Welcome to the AO pity party. No one cares. Jeez. I can't deal with you anymore. Get out. Whoa. That's wild. Okay, I guess we're going here now. Well, let's take a look at this stuff first. Small fungi have started to claim the cracks in the walls as home. Yeah, this place is kind of a hot mess. My lips are bleeding again. I feel like I gotta stop biting them. Ah! I just did it again! Damn it! The never-ending cycle. Are you chasing a mouse? Find something interesting in there, Autumn? A mouse, maybe? I'm not sure how good you are at catching mice compared to your stepsister. Not judging you for your slow nature or anything. That's a charm of yours, and you know that. I wish you'd stop crawling on me at 6 in the morning to feed you, though. I'm not even your owner. You know that, right? It's not my job to feed you, quite honestly. Ah, hell, I can never say no to you when your eyes get all beady. You ought to get a bit more exercise, though. You have the same body mass as 2 of my cats back in Tokyo. I guess it's one thing to look forward to once I'm back. Seeing my boys. Do you think you'll miss me, Autumn? Well, both of us, I guess. I think you'll forget about us instantly. Not that it's a bad thing or anything. Cats just be like that. I get it, though. You don't really have to care about social interactions and remember people's faces to give a good impression. Maybe it would be nice if we acted the same way as you, all carefree. Well, I'll let you get back to hunting that mouse, or whatever it is you're doing. I'm sure you don't want me babbling at you while you're concentrating. See you later then, Autumn. Wait, pet the cat! Pet the cat! Pet the cat! Autumn lets out a low, soft purr. Grown used to me, haven't you? Rubber duck. Okay. I can't believe I don't know where my bedroom is. Is it just this? No, this is the door to like, go outside. Wow, what was that? Okay, it's not this. We've done this. And then the room next to it is the exit. Maybe it's this one? I don't feel like going outside. I want to spend more time here all the time I have left. Oh, so it's on the bedroom's on the other side of the hall. Okay. This one. I don't know why that was so hard for me to figure out. Okay. Just under a month and I'm gone, huh? Time really feels like it has no meaning anymore. I swear January was only a week or so ago. I'm still really... Well, I'm not sure how I'm going to cope with being back home. It's not like there's nothing to look forward to. I get to have good food, see my family and cats, some friends I haven't seen in years. Even with all that, I still want to stay here as long as I can. One simple okay from the home office would solve all this, and yet... If I could stay, I'd be able to sort out, you know, in time. I'm surrounded by good people who'd be willing to help me. Eventually, I'd figure out what it is I actually want to do. How does everyone else manage to choose what they want to do for life? I mean, I'm still in my early 20s. Paving a path for the next 60 years of your life, it's so daunting. It's all a lie. That's the catch. They tell you to know what your life is going to be like in your early 20s. And let me tell you, as someone in my early 30s, you can always change. You could always change it. You can always change it. Once I'm back, I should have a really good night out in Hokkaido. Pass out in the snow without anyone knowing. I don't even have money to go to Hokkaido. All of life costs, even the end. It costs to be born, it costs you to live, and it costs you to... whatever. It's morbid, but I wonder if I'd even be able to afford my own grave. Oh, yeah. Whatever, no point in getting bogged down in it. I'll only upset myself more and bring down everyone else's mood. Let me tell you about the depression you have right now. Bo brought this record player for my birthday. I feel pretty bad that I never got any of the electronics needed to get it working. Well, at least we have Bo's record player. Even if Bo's convinced there's something living in that crackle. You're in your late teens. Yeah, you're right. I'm a youthful girl. If it was a dog, it would be a different story. Wow, rude. Hi, Valkyrie. How's it going? We're playing this. It's like a narrative game about this couple. Well, I guess it's about their friends, too. About this couple in their early 20s, and they've just graduated from uni, and now they're trying to figure out what they're going to do next. Sorry I disappeared. I wasn't feeling too well. It's okay. I hope you're doing okay. A bit too much to drink, I think. Yeah, mixing your drinks probably didn't help. Are they speaking to myself of last week? Yeah, I guess I was excited to see everyone and overdid it. Are you coming to bed? Yes. I'm not surprised. It's been a long night. A long day. I love this. Also, I believe both people in this couple are non-binary, I believe. It was good to see everyone before we move out. Yeah, I hope we can do another get-together before I head back and all. Once I have some money, I'll come visit you in Japan. I don't want to be back there, but I can't wait to show you around, take you to a baseball game, eat some real food, go visit my family in the South. I'm sure you'll be a great guide. And besides, it'll be good for me to get out of London, too. I'm starting to feel choked by this city. The walls are coming apart. Do you see it? I mean, but wasn't that the plan? I'd find a way to come back here and we'd live together again? Well, sure, but I didn't realize it'd have to be in London. I just thought... Look, I don't know. Tokyo, London, it's all the same problem. Different cultures, same problems. I don't understand. I'd give anything to stay. All of our friends are here. I'd stay if I could afford to. You'll get a job though, we'll work it out. Look at those noses. I know, I can relate. I have, my nose looks kind of like her nose. Or like Ao's nose, I should say. Just look at how Peckham and Camberwell have changed over the last few years. You can see it, right? This whole city is becoming more and more hostile, and it's the poor who get pushed out. Oh, you mean trendy art students, drinking beers in bars with wooden pallets for seats, buying artisanal donuts. You mean us? I don't know. I mean, we do have the wooden pallets. Yeah, but it's different, right? We couldn't afford a sofa bed. I do think we're complicit, whether we like it or not. People like us move in cheaper areas, and suddenly landlords start paying attention. Knowing what to do about it is the problem. I feel like the only actionable solution offered is this all-out revolution. Maybe, but what does revolution even mean? And actionable how? I mean, I get it. You can't just treat symptoms when someone is bleeding out on the floor. I wish I had something more than vague preaching. I don't even know how to organize. Where the hell would revolution even leave us? Sure, down with capitalism or whatever, but there has to be more that we can do now. Guess we missed that module during university. I feel like so many people, though, most people don't know the answers to these questions. We could have made more of an effort ourselves. I just wish there were more available. I tried going to the Marxist Society once, and they just spent the whole time bickering amongst themselves. We should have started something ourselves. Ayo, we were barely getting our essays handed in on time. I think you can cut us a little slack. I suppose we did have a lot on our plates. At least we were lucky with this place. Good thing the landlord never checked in on us. He might have been surprised to find 4 people living here. I guess we were lucky having this place at such low rent for such a long time. I never met the landlord, but I remember the estate agent saying he didn't want to extort tenants. I used to think my Friary Road landlord was decent. He sounded absolutely useless, but then he was a landlord. I never quite put it together. Even when he raised the rent, tried to advertise it was as a 5-bed house. I mean, these flats are all designed and built for the doctors and nurses working over the road. God knows what's happened between now and then. Investment opportunity, I guess. God, get a real job. I remember that night we talked about struggling with the feeling of being bound to a certain path. Oh, that was the beginning of the game, yeah? The prequel that we did. The prologue, the prequel. Like, you have your one thing, and that's your thing. Yeah, you remember, right? It sounds like most of our conversations. I was probably drunk. Well, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I feel like I'm more lost than ever with what my thing is. I thought uni would give me a pretty clear idea, but I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Spoiler alert, nobody knows. If you think somebody knows because they're successful, they don't know. That is a trick. I couldn't tell you what my thing is. I have no idea what my thing is. So, don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel guilty spending 4 years here only to have nothing to show for it. Like, but what our parents think? I generally don't know what to do from here. The people I grew up with, you only have one plan, if any. There is no plan B. You know, it's like with this art stuff. It better work out because I don't have anything else. This is all I'm good at, and I don't have the time or the resources to just retain. You have to get it right first time, or, well, you know, that's you done. What's your plan A? Ow. I'm not sure. I can only really call it a plan in hindsight. There's nothing you were working towards? Nah, I just felt like this was something I was okay at, right? And so I could just keep going until I got better, and eventually that'd have to lead to something, right? I do sometimes wonder, though, if I should have just abandoned art school and followed in my father's footsteps. I mean, it is still an option. It feels too late now. I know nothing about the trade. It's not too late. You're only like 22. It's not too late. I promise. I always get the feeling my dad was a little disappointed I didn't. It's a secret society that rules behind the scenes. Yeah, for real. That's what that guy in the grocery store told me once. I just feel like there's a feeling all university graduates have. I mean, I came from a family of creatives. Everyone apart from me has a job in advertising, but what if I'm not cut out for it? I don't think you can manage? I wouldn't be able to keep things straight. I mean, just take the state of my desk, for example. I'm sure you'd procrastinate less if you were being paid. But that's the thing, though. I'd be paid to do it like a professional. My dad's a pretty prominent director in the advertisement industry. I'd rather not slather his name in dirt. I mean, Ayo, you're always telling me how I don't know until I try. Don't cleverly use my own advice against me. I know you're right, or I'm right, but I just don't feel like I've grown into the person that my parents expected to be. But you have grown, though, even in the short time I've gotten to know you. University was a huge learning curve for us, and I'm certainly not the same person I was 4 years ago. I guess I just had these ideas of who I would be after all this. I think I surprised my family in a lot of ways. They still struggle with my pronouns, and I don't know, you're kind of inherit their norms and values, right? Oh, for sure. It scares me. You pick up parts of them whether you want to or not. I mean, more of a societal inheritance. I just want to get things right. Me too. Like, I think they always expected I'd get a good, respectable job and settle down with a good wife. I don't think they resent me for it, but you can feel it, right? Yeah, I know what you mean. But I think my parents would be chill with a lot of things, though, since none of us are particularly normal, strictly speaking. Let's see. I always found it difficult being able to conform. No one understands you, huh? Okay, obviously I'm exaggerating, but it's like my entire existence is like this emblem of sin. I mean, Christ, when someone realizes I have a Korean surname, oh, I did not realize that that was something Ayo was dealing with. That is like a thing. I'm not straight. I hate being called a girl. I do not want children. It makes such a terrible Christian. Oh, that's right. I forgot your family's Catholic. I guess I've not exactly been practicing, but it's still a big part of my family's values. It's hard not to feel like I should be fitting this idea. It all comes down to some draconian idea of worth, but you know, God forbid anyone needs any support. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to be part of their baby booming scheme. It's funny how universal the idea of the nuclear family is, or has become. What did you expect, colonizer? There's something in not fitting in, though. Being an outsider is a direct attack on the status quo. Right, existing is praxis. Even so, I wish I had that sense of belonging. The only people who don't take me for some kind of joke are the friends I've made here. Whenever I catch up with high school friends, all they have to say about me is how I'm so quirky and artsy. How well can they actually know you if that's all they have to say? You grew up, and they didn't, or just didn't go the same way as you. Right? Sometimes scares me how little people change. For an international school, it sure was homogenous. You can afford to say the same if you have money. If you've set on the right track, put in all the right schools, given all the right connections, then you're rarely exposed to failure. Sometimes, not even then. Well, I went to school with them. How come I'm such a failure? Systems are rigid. Some people just slip through. Or maybe I just didn't pay enough attention in class. I'm really not sure what lessons I've learned here. If any, I feel like I've learned to be lucky. I'm sure you've learned plenty of skills over the last few years. Well, sure, but will they actually get me anywhere? I feel like there must be some universal puzzle that I'm yet to figure out. You seem to be doing alright so far. Like, yeah, we're not sure what to do next, but we've graduated, right? That counts for something. Well, I mean, look at me. I really put all my eggs in one basket. You know, when I applied for university, I only picked one option. Christ, I did the same applying for foundation. I mean, don't most people have that one place they set their heart on? I'm not sure I understand. It's not that simple. It's just like, I'll set my sights on something, and it's this all or nothing type deal. I feel like I'm just begging to trip up and fail really hard one of these days. Quan, you really think you're doomed for failure? Well, maybe not, but I never really explored my options while I had the chance. You had other options? I guess I never felt like I had any. I gave up on all my non-creative courses during 6th form. I could have done something else. I was just bad at the exams. What sort of path do you think you might have gone down? I was really into my sociology course during 6th form. I didn't know you studied sociology. To be honest, I don't really know what that is. It's just about people, really. You know, we live in a society, but it really helped me give me different lenses to view the world with. I wish I kept reading. Well, you still could, couldn't you? I've always struggled with reading with my dyspraxia and dyslexia. It just seems like such a shame since you enjoyed it so much. I feel sad to give up on it completely. I mean, it was really good. It was just too much for me to keep up with at once. Something had to give, and I seem to have the most grip on my visual work. I just can't get past the feeling of flatness. I feel like the only paths I can see are straight and narrow, and I just don't want to live that way. Not even to reach an eventual goal. Things have to open up someday. Well, I intend to try, but because what other options do I have? But the thought of it makes me so terribly sad. What about it makes you sad? I think it's a lack of choice, or the illusion of choice. So maybe there isn't just one path. Maybe there's like 4 of them, but they're all much the same. None of them have any depth. I feel like I've arrived at life's train station, but instead of a season pass, all I have is this tattered lottery ticket. And so I spend my days checking the timetable, watching everyone else leave the station. Oh, Bo, you are speaking to me right now. There's a chance, though. Don't you think it's worth holding on to that? Oh, I cling to it because it's all I've got. I do know, Bo. I'm trying to. I don't know what I'm doing either. You say you're stuck at the station, but I'm lost in the forest. I'd follow any path I can take. These last few weeks, I don't know what's been going on. I know I've completely lost any sense of time. We've been spending too much time in our own heads. I've certainly been doing all my living up there in my skull. I've had so much floating around in there, you know? You know, we can always talk about it, right? I know, I can't say why I haven't. I always mean to do all these things, but I just end up pushing them back. I can't quite summon the will. I've been no better. It's just what I learned to do. Bottle it inside. You can talk to me too. I've been trying to be strong because I felt like you were too. Yeah, okay, let's make a deal. From now on, we'll talk about everything, okay? We're gonna need to more than ever, because once I'm on the other side of the world, it's going to be a lot to get used to, huh? Remember when we spent that whole summer texting each other? End of second year, right? After I moved out of Friary Road. I never felt that way about anyone before. Fresh-faced baby Ao. Shut up. Everything we've built. It still feels so unfinished. Yeah, there's so much we plan to do with this flat. Wish we'd have cleared that junk on the corridor. God, I was always stubbing my toe on something in the corridor. I suppose at least the cats had fun hiding in it. I don't even know who most of that stuff belonged to. Feels like it's been a long day. Yeah. Long few weeks. Not long enough, though. I'll drink to that. Should probably give these sheets a wash before we move. I don't think we washed these since we started panicking about moving. Yeah, we lost our routine. Let's just wash everything tomorrow. It'd be nice to feel fresh. Did you hear the neighbors yelling again? Earlier in the day, right? Yeah, I'm not sure what they were arguing about this time. I was gonna politely ask them to tone it down, but they quieted down just before I was about to. Well, we're moving out soon. I'm sure we can endure a couple more days of their howling. I can't think of anything else. How many journeys there and back do you think we'll have to do in your dad's van? Moving stuff? I don't know. 2 should do, hopefully. It'll be weird seeing everything all packed into the van. Wouldn't one of us have to get the tube if there's only 2 seats? I had not thought about that. We'll think about something. I don't mind taking the train. Nah, we'll squeeze in somehow. I don't even want to think about unpacking all that stuff. I can't even imagine dealing with this huge mattress. Yeah, amongst everything else too. Like, what are we gonna do with your wardrobe? That thing looks super heavy. Bo? Oh, he fell asleep. Guess I'll get some rest too. Must be pretty late in the AM now. Thanks for chatting, Bo. Ah, they are cute. I hope they stay together. Oh, I got a trophy. Alrighty. Well, shall we just get going? I guess we'll try to take out this trash. Finally. A trigger warning? I did! Put the love potion in the bin. We don't need this. We're alright. We'll figure it out. Peacock begonia leaves grow under the sink, pushing through the cracks in the cupboard door, bending its hinges. I wonder if there's been so many references as we've been playing about nature kind of overgrowing. Like, lavender's growing through the shirt, and like this begonia's going through the sink, and whatever. And I feel like it's metaphorical more than it is literal that plants are growing through their construction. I feel like maybe it's like a regrowth, rebirths type of a thing as they're changing. Let's go this way. I don't know where I want to go though. Oh, the door is open to leave the house. Maybe like here. Let me just double check. I still don't see anything. Okay. Do we want to look around or do we just want to like go outside? I guess let's look in our office really quick. Oh. Okay. Bits of paper poorly held up with tack have been slowly peeling away from the wall for months. The posters of the poetic mage reminded me to see my own soul as an arboretum. The static groans. Okay. Should we just go outside? Ah, this is the last bit. Okay, let me look around the flat a little bit more then. If I'm not gonna be able to come back, let me just give another look-see. Hello? Well, I'm glad I turned back because I have questions. Is this my inner demon now that I'm Bo? Because we saw the monster that was with Ao. Is this supposed to be, or are these supposed to be our roommates? I don't know. Edith! I moved in a little early. Your flatmates haven't taken all their stuff yet. But I've been needing somewhere to stay after I got kicked out of my last place. I hope that's cool with you. Oh my god, I can't click the other options. Of course it is. I knew you'd understand, Edith. Oh, because they've been going by Bo and Ao, but I don't know if that's the name they were assigned. I don't know. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. You know, you should try to be more confident, Edith. I feel like this is an inner demon situation. Like that voice in your head. I can talk again? I really miss our jam sessions. What happened to those, Edith? You still play guitar, right? I don't know. Most of my guitars need repairing. Most? So they're not all broken, yes? I just haven't been feeling it lately. Oh, come on. Hang out again sometime. I can give you a hand with the soldering. Sure. Sometime soon. Interesting. Interesting. There's like things to unpack on that one. I'm not clicking on this. Hello? There we go. I have not explored this. I don't think. The door won't budge. Maybe something on the other side got jammed under the handle. And then I haven't gone in here. No, yeah, I have. That's the bathroom. Okay, I guess we can leave then. All right, it's scary, but let's go, which I think is the purpose. Leave home. We're moving. Oh, the outside's cute. What is that though in the in the hedge? There you are. Couldn't sleep? Just wanted to get some fresh air, you know. Yeah, me too. We've been cooped up inside for too long. We probably got far too comfortable. Yeah, I don't want to leave this place. Me neither, but I mean, I've always known I have to go back to Japan. Yeah, but so have I. I convinced myself he'd work things out somehow, that I'd get a job. I wish just a little more time. The government trying to shorten international students' stay. I heard about that. I don't think it's your fault. It feels like it's all rigged against us. Well, it's certainly not easy. We're doing what we can. Hey, why don't we take a walk? Well, it's the middle of the night, but I won't be getting sleep anytime soon, so... Alrighty. Whomst am I playing? Ah, okay. The street was always surprisingly quiet despite being right next to the hospital. For London in general, really? South London always had a different vibe. I know what you mean. It's not quite London, but it's not quite anywhere else. Caught somewhere between a city and a suburb. Can't quite put my finger on it. I feel like I've only just started appreciating it. Maybe I've just been living in the city for too long. I'm starting to feel like maybe I've learned all I can from London, at least for now. I feel like I've really only just started learning. I've been here all my life. 4 years isn't that long when you look at it that way, especially when you're busy getting an education. I know you have. It definitely took me a while to grow out of some stuff, you know? I think I used to be pretty close-minded. And now I am Bo. I didn't even get properly talking until the end of the second year. Oh, I always thought you were part of the cool group. Really? That must have changed once you actually got to know me. Not really, I just knew you better. I was worried that people would think that I thought I was better than them. Why? I don't know, I was quiet and aloof. I feel like I got the impression you just consider your words. I think some people misunderstand that distance, though. Always the mysterious one. That's the thing, I don't want to be. I just get scared. Talking is difficult, you know? I don't want people to take me the wrong way. I just kind of say things I don't really think. Maybe that's bad? I think you're probably just thinking too much about thinking too much. I used to think silence was this mark of intelligence or contemplation. I think a lot of us think that, but if you're so wrapped up in your own thoughts that you never express yourself, then it's just like, who are you? Well, I'm just a dummy, so I don't really know about all that, but I think you're cool, so you're cool. You're not, though. Huh? You're not stupid. Well, I could put more thought into things. Well, we all could. It's just understanding the right things, perhaps. You are right, though. You've grown a lot since I've met you. Both have. I can remember when we were both too scared to talk to each other. It's strange to think there was a time when we hadn't talked yet. It's only been just over a year since we really got to know each other. Anniversary will be coming up pretty soon. It feels like so much longer than a year. Yeah, I guess you've gone through a lot of changes. Are you sure you can't hang around for Christmas? Only if you want immigration police coming too. Okay, then I guess not. We're going to be okay, right? We are, right? Well, it's gonna be rough. Our paths will have to run parallel for a while. Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll know where to find each other. Oh! Come back soon? Of course. Oh, we did it! I didn't know it was gonna be the end. I mean, I guess we kind of had an idea because they were like, are you sure you want to leave the house? Well, we finished it. I want to say cute because part of it is cute, but part of it's also really like gets you in your soul. I know we felt feelings. This is the game that I think has spoken, that speaks to like a lot of us. It certainly speaks to me. A lot of the things that they've talked about, I've thought a lot recently. Just because it is like no one knows what the fuck we're doing, you know what I mean? But that was great. I'm so glad we got to play it. I've been meaning to play this for like a year. Or a month. For like a month, and then I traveled and did all these things and just didn't get to it. But this is quite lovely. So yeah, so thank you to the guys at Double Jump and Fellow Traveler for sending me this code. Oh, I'm so glad we got to like finally get to this. How dare I make you feel things? We are a narrative indie channel. But if it's any consolation, the stuff that we relate to in this game you know, the fact that so many of us feel those things and that they even made a game about feeling those things is like, you know, we're all going through it. We all know the vibes. So yeah. Yay! Well, I'm glad we got to play it.